They say that for everything there is a season. I think that's probably true. So if you're down with that, go ahead, grab your journal, because tonight we're jamming to some journal prompts about life and seasons. I'm Alex Scallon, and this is Journal Party Live.
Live, let's groove and glide. Come on now. Hands on fire, thoughts taking flight. Together we shine, words intertwine. Get funky. Journal party live. It's journaling time.
All right, what's up, party people? How we doing this evening? It's your host, Alex Gallner, and we've got a fun little Journal Party Live set up for us this evening. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to trickle in. Hopefully, everyone got the emails, got the notifications. Um, it's weird. Even when we send them out, sometimes like Facebook and email doesn't want to do it. But it is what it is. All right, Darlene says she's tired, ready for the party. I'm tired too. You know what? If I'm honest, I'm usually pretty tired when we start these things, but no matter how tired I am, by the end I'm usually energized. Which I don't know if that's the best thing in the world because we usually finish these things kind of late. I've got all this energy bouncing off the walls. Maybe maybe one of these days we'll add like an earlier session. I know it's tough for some people. All right, got some people here. Deidre's in the house. What's up, Deidre? Kathy Poo, welcome back. All right, let me get our screen share set up here. All right, folks, give me just a second. All right, there we go. Sorry, that took a second. All right, so as I was mentioning, you know, they say for everything there's a season, and you know, I think that's probably true, especially when I reflect on it. And so I thought it would be fun. A lot of times we do these programs that have like a specific goal in mind, like I want to, cultivate creativity, or I want to boost my energy, or whatever. But the other thing that journaling is great for that I don't want to ignore is just the power of reflection and kind of seeing where you are at any given point in time in your life, and take a look at some of your prior experiences and try to get some wisdom so that you can approach the now in all its glory. So this evening, we have a little bit of a different kind of program. I know normally we do about 10 prompts, 3 minutes per session, but tonight's program is going to be just 5 prompts, but we're giving a little bit more time because I want to give everybody enough time to like really dig deep and reflect. So, we're going to consider, some of our past experiences, and then wrap it up with some insight on the current season, and then at the end we can all commune, hang out, and kind of share our insights and see what's up. So all right, I'm just taking a look at the chat here. Darlene just finished up some poetry. Awesome, I love good poetry. What's up, Mary? Got Katie's in the house. What's up? Yes, thanks, Mary. I am feeling a lot better. I tested. It wasn't COVID. My fiance was terrified it was COVID. I think because she's got her bachelorette party this weekend. Don't want to ruin her her whole thing. Fortunately, I think I just had like a little bit of cruddies in my lungs. I know it's gross, but part of life. All right, power of reflection. That's right, Sandy. Okay. All right. What's up, Nahal? Awesome. Cool. All right. So it's about five after. I think we're about ready to get rocking here. So let me change the ticker here so people aren't confused. All righty. So I'm not sure if anyone's new here, but hopefully by now people can kind of pick up what's going on. If you're not new and you see someone who's new and confused, please do me a favor. Help each other out in the chat and whatnot. And yeah, let's get into this one. I'm excited about it. I know I'm definitely in a season, but I'm not sure which season that is just yet. So let's figure that out together. All right, go ahead and open up that journal. I am going to hit the start now button here, and we'll get into it. Sound good? Good. All right, folks. Here comes your first prompt of the evening. Spring, new beginnings. Think of a time when you felt like you were in spring, full of fresh starts and new energy. What was blossoming in your life during this time? All right, your next one, summer, full bloom. Recall a moment when everything felt vibrant and in full bloom. like the height of summer. What were you thriving in, and how did it feel? All right, next one. Fall, letting go. Reflect on a period of your life where you had to let something go, like the leaves in autumn. What did you release, and what did it make room for? Rest and reflection. Consider a time when you experienced a winter phase, a period of stillness, rest, or introspection. How did you take care of yourself during this time? All right. Looks like Felicia just joining us. Felicia, we're on the last prompt. Here it is. The current season. What season are you in right now? How are you planting seeds, growing, letting go, or resting? How does this phase feel to you? All right. Nice work, party people. I think I cycled through all the different seasons in that last one there. I was like, just having a little argument with myself in my head. So yeah, don't feel bad if you didn't land on a certain season. I think I guess if I were to take a closer look, maybe journal that last prompt a little bit longer, I would probably find that for different aspects of my life, I'm in different seasons. I think with Journal Party, I'm currently planting a lot of different seeds, and then in my home life, sort of resting and like getting ready for this mega season that I know I'm going to encounter early in the next year. It just as I plan on getting married and really just giving my all into this whole new family situation that I have. So yeah, a lot of different stuff going on. And it was for me it was kind of fun to reflect. I mean, you know, it's time, like it just passes whether we like it or not, obviously. And I think it's real easy to kind of lose track of the ebb and flow, the ups and downs that you've had in your life. And for me, it was kind of interesting. I had a lot of time, or I had a good time rather, focusing on spring. That was the most fun and exciting to me. I really liked. I really liked just reminiscing on probably one of like the most exciting times of my life, which, gosh, I mean, I guess about 15 years ago at this point. I was just thinking about like when I moved to Los Angeles. So yeah, I guess was like 2008, 2009, like the end of 2008, 2009. And then I basically just threw all my stuff in my car and couldn't stand being in Orlando anymore. No offense if anyone lives there, but it wasn't the place for me to be at that time. And so I put everything into my car, drove out here, and just like instantly was in this like strange new land with new friends and all these new experiences. My business was starting to grow. I joined a band and like started touring the country. That was crazy. And then I decided I wanted to pursue acting and film. And so, I got an agent, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And I was like going on auditions and stuff. Like it was just this crazy, all these new experiences. And I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever done Enneagram type of stuff or how you feel about that, but I recently took that test, and I found that I'm an Enneagram 7, and I just love experiencing all of the things. And so like I felt like yeah, my spring, like the springs of my life are like super special. And I know that I'm about to enter this new spring with getting married and stuff like that. And so I'm really excited about that. But the other thing is, I was like, obviously there's other seasons, right? There's other times in your life. And like for me right now, I have like a whole, I don't know that it's pain, but like I just have this like yearning to like get into it. I love being in the action, and like right now, there's a lot of things that we can't really do until we, get married and figure all of that out. And so like there's stuff like, we're thinking about maybe moving out of Los Angeles, but we're not going to do that until we get married. So like, there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of this life, mostly the life that I cultivated in that spring that I was talking about, that I'm actually, I've let go of a lot of that. That was, interesting thinking about like the fall of that, or the autumn sort of season for me to let go of a lot of that. But, now I guess if I could categorize like the current season for me now, like after a lot of cycling through, I'm, for the most part, I think I'm probably in like a winter sort of season where it's like rest and reflection. With the exception of Journal Party, because we got a lot of new initiatives launching and stuff like that, and that's always fun and exciting. But I do feel like my personal life, I'm kind of just hanging out, trying to I I need to be resting more. I know that. So, that's, I'll try to, after reflecting on that, hopefully I'll be able to allow myself to do that a little bit more. But, man, I'm really looking forward to that spring season for myself. So, all right, let me see, what you guys all said. Um, all right. Darlene said, I'm in all of them, if you can believe that. Yeah. I mean, for sure. Kathy, my current session is, I'm guessing season, is like this New York weather right now. It depends on the week. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, check and see if this is your experience too. But like I was saying, with mine, it was like, well, it depends on like which aspect of my life that I'm, kind of exploring and cracking into. And they're, in different seasons and different aspects of life. And I think that's normal. I mean, it'd be pretty, boring if you were just like, if like everything was just down. But I mean, maybe not, I think everyone's seasons, I guess, are probably unique to them. So Deidre said, my spring made me smile. Yeah, same. I just love I love new things. I love growing, and I love like trying stuff out like that, like new experiences, all of that. Like just really, that's, I don't know, it just feeds my soul, I guess. Some music going. All right. Terry said yes, or Terry Ann rather, said yes. And the older we get, the quicker time seems to be going by. I agree with you. Yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking about that, and I think about that a lot actually. I'm, weird on philosophy and stuff like that, but like, I, I like, I was just thinking. I mean, this is like a weird milestone to have to think about. But I was talking to one of my best friends yesterday, actually, and he was thinking about. We were just reminiscing about like, oh, when his parents got a divorce, we were in college together, and I was like, man, it's been like 20 years, and and then I was thinking like, yeah, well, and then my dad passed in 2015, which I obviously I've had a lot of time to heal from that, but like it still feels recent, still feels super fresh and part of like like my current era or whatever. And when I look back, it's like, oh no, like that was almost 10 years ago. And it's crazy because I think about like even when I was in college or gosh, even grade school, like when like a year or 5 years just seemed like this crazy time period. And then I think back to like just my current relationship, like or just even the last 10 years, like how it just flies by. And I totally agree and think that time seems to accelerate or something like that. And I don't know if it's like a function of the universe, like are things really accelerating? Because I mean, if you think about it, we're speeding up in so many different ways, in the sense of like technology. It's connecting us, like forms of transportation are making us get to places more quickly. Like are these things like actually like coming together and like actually physically accelerating, or is it like a relative kind of thing? Like is it just because like now that I've lived more years that like a year is like a smaller fragment of like the whole of like my whole life, and so it doesn't seem like so long? Maybe it's a combination of both. I don't know. Time's weird like that, isn't it? I think that's one of the cool things about journaling is that at least for the time being, or whenever maybe you take a moment to kind of take a look back and reflect, you can really zero in and re-experience some of these moments, or at least savor some of these moments. Because the other thing is like when you can look at time as like minutes, hours, calendar, days, and years, etc. Or we can look at them as moments. And I think even though time seems to be speeding up, moments are like they kind of stand outside of time in a weird way. And I think that's one of the cool things about journaling is you can really hone in on a moment and capture it. Darlene says to Deidre, I'm retired and experiencing a lot of new and wonderful things and loving my life right now. I love that for you. That's awesome. Love when people are sharing the love in here and the goodness, because obviously we're not all in what we would deem to be happy seasons, I'm sure. And so it's nice when you're in a group, you can kind of borrow a little bit of the good juju from someone else. Mary's in fall, selling a house, leaving a job soon, but also have a book launching soon. We'll get to start a new phase of life, being home with my baby. So I'm going from fall straight to spring. Yeah, that's an interesting thing too. I actually had written something down here. I noticed that like, even though obviously we can predict like which season's coming next, with like the fall, spring, like the actual seasons, but like I don't know that it's necessarily like an obvious move into the next into the next season. Like I don't know that it's always like a winter right into a spring for like our internal seasons, like these these seasons of life. I'm not sure that it's always like that chronological wheel. I don't know, probably something worth journaling about, looking into. But I think I wish you all the best in all those endeavors. I mean, those are some pretty big milestones and different changes. And, obviously journaling can help you through some of those, keep your wits about you. And, congrats on the baby, and just try to enjoy it. I think that's like maybe like the point of all this is there's different seasons, and I don't know that we need to be judging them. I think that they are what they are, and there's, I mean, what's the biblical one is like, there's a season, time to laugh, or cry, to mourn, all that, right? And you may feel a certain way about some of those things in the moment, but I think like when you zoom out, the grand scheme of things, like it's all part of this beautiful tapestry of your life that you're weaving. And the when you can look at them, from that perspective, and kind of see how they relate to each other, you can really see how they all really make up this beautiful whole. And that, even some of the sweetest springs and like the hottest summers, like, they wouldn't be that way without, the comparison of those, the letting go of the fall, and the just the rest and recuperation that's the winters can bring you. And when I say all these, like, I hope everyone knows that I'm not like talking about like, oh, it's snowing out. I think we're probably all deeper than that, hopefully, but just for clarity. All right, let's see. Kathy, I'm planting seeds in my adult kids to follow their dreams with solid goals, and me to socialize again. Well, you're socializing pretty good with us here, so that's good. Growing into the person I always wanted to be. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I've been trying to do a bit of like visualizing of the person that I want to be, and it's like, imagine that person, and then just be that person. And then, like, easier said than done, obviously. Like, certain things that may need to happen for, but I think that like there's a difference between having and doing and being, and like I think maybe, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But I think like you can really tap into the essence of being um, that person that you want to be, even if the circumstances don't fully match up. So I don't know. Try that one on for size. I think like, I don't know. That's something I've been reflecting a little bit about. It's like, all right, like, so there's certain things I want to happen that haven't happened yet, but that doesn't mean that I can't be the version of myself that I want to be necessarily. Felicia says, my current season is winter, anxiously waiting for spring. I feel that. I feel that. I'm so ready to get married and go on a honeymoon, have all sorts of fun. But, I guess when, in this current winter, like, I'm leaning into the elements that are in that spring, because that's just where I feel like I'm happy and I thrive. So like, while there's certain elements of the personal life I feel like are in that winter for me, I'm like, all right, like, let me just lean into the journal party stuff and creating a bunch of new things, and yeah, that's like it energizes me. But I guess the other thing is like, well, you got to experience the rest that those seasons demand of you, and like I need to be better about that. Like I get burnt out. I really do. And fortunately I have all these amazing tools like journaling and meditation to deal with it. But like, so much of it, for me at least, is just like literally allowing myself to rest. Like I can't count how many times my fiance is like, lay down. And I'm just like, no, I need to do something. I need to build something. But yeah, that's just me. Deidre says to Darlene, that is great. I have lost both my parents in the last 4 years. I'm growing through it all and learning to take care of me. Yeah, losing parents is tough. I mean, I lost my pop, like I said, almost 10 years ago, and it's still a tough thing. But I will say that that like definitely catapulted me into a new and exciting season. I mean, obviously it's pretty bittersweet, and I really wish my dad could see a lot of the really cool things that came afterward. But I think it is what it is, and you kind of have to take a look at your reality, and lean on the people that are there to support you, lean on the tools that you have to get through tougher times, and it's the circle of life kind of thing. Well, there's a story I heard one time, and I'm sure that there's like a ton of different versions of this in like every different culture, but like, it was just like, imagine your life is like a wagon wheel, and or actually, like you are like one of like the spokes of a wagon wheel, or maybe you're a bug riding on the wagon wheel, and sometimes the wagon stops in the mud and you're stuck in the mud and you just have to kind of chill there. But like eventually, the wagon moves again and you end up back on top, but that's important, I guess, to remember, like when you're feeling on top of the world, is like, well, life doesn't stay there. That's not the nature of things. It's always dynamic, it's always changing, and it's always moving. That wheel is always going to keep on the big wheel keep on turning, right? And when it's helpful though, because if you can, even when you're riding high, it's easy to like start bragging about things and to act like it's forever. I've certainly done that with some of the blessings that have come across my life, only to to lose them, and kind of get a really tough lesson about it. And that's it's useful, I think, to know that nothing's permanent. This too shall pass, and that. I don't think that's a good or a bad thing. I think it just is. And if you know that, you can find balance in your situation, and appreciate the things that are good, and the things that you may be judging as negative or bad. It's like, well, that won't be forever, and who's to say if it's good or bad, right? Because even like the worst things in my life have actually led to some of the best things in my life, and I can say that confidently because I'm currently in, I think, overall, like one of the best seasons of my life. And so like even all those things that like I really just like wailed about or just really lamented, those things ultimately led to this wonderful reality, this wonderful experience. And so if it's tougher for you in the moment, then my heart goes out to you, but know that things always change. This too shall pass. Tasha, hello, my beautiful tribe. Well, hello to you. So I'm in the fall season. I'm letting go of things, and it's going to cut off, but I can read it here on my little sidebar here. Um, I'm letting go of things. I'm letting go of toxic people and their thoughts and opinions of me. I'm also letting go of my own toxicity that I unfortunately inherited from close family members. Their beliefs run deep inside me. I need to be myself, an easygoing, even keel with a dash of a free spirit. I love that. I mean, I think that's a beautiful way to be. And when you let go of these things, on the other side of that is freedom. And it's obviously easier said than done, because even those things that that hurt us, even those things that like don't feel so great, we've internalized them. We hold on to them as part of our story and part of our identity. And it's tough. It can be tough to break free of that, because it's like, well, who are you without like your battle scars and things like that? And well, you can keep telling yourself that story, and you can keep dwelling in those stories, or you can let them go. And it's not to say that you didn't gain anything from them. Like, it's like you don't have to let go of the wisdom and the knowledge that is hard earned. But until you let go of those more difficult things, like the negative emotions and toxicity and stuff like that, until you let it go, there's really not room for you to have the experience that you want to have. I mean, you're literally in opposition of it when you're holding on to that kind of stuff. So obviously we have some really good letting go programs inside of Journal Party. So, maybe check out some of those. But also, a program that I took, and I really, really just love, and I borrow from it all the time, with the programs that we create here, is the Sedona method. And, it's one of those things where like it feels a little weird to like even approach it, because I don't know, look, you got so many people giving you advice and telling you what to do. Like, obviously like consider the source in any of any advice that you're receiving. But definitely, if you're like on the letting go wave, I'd highly recommend checking out the Sedona method, because it's such like a solid protocol for inviting and allowing the things that are to come up, rather than what we do most of the time is just stuff them back down on autopilot. But if you allow them to come up, like yeah, it's usually not a comfortable process, but like once you explore whether or not you can let something go, and the reality is you can. You can let it go because it's not you. It's not it's something that you're holding on to. But there's anyway, check that out. I don't want to lead anybody astray and like misspeaking about that program, but I found that there's a pretty effective protocol in it for just being able to take a look at what's coming up, allowing it to come up, and then allowing it to pass through. And on the other side of that is like a whole lot of lightness and whatever it is. It's like it's almost magic. Like there's just letting go of all that stuff. It's almost like you had to get through it to get where you need to go. So I don't know. Check that out. Sedona Method. I loved it. Kathy, letting go of the negative voices in my head. Yeah, that's another one. For sure. We also have a negative self-talk, or what is it? It's called self-talk, negative to positive. We have a program inside of the app for that. Let's see, where is that? Probably in the mental health section. As you can see, we got a lot of programs here. If you're sleeping on the Journal Party archives, don't check it out. Yeah, so this one's a really great program for the self-talk. Nahal said, "This fall has brought me to the end of my second marriage, but with that came a feeling of peace and calm, not having to deal with daily agony. So, cheers to autonomy and agency." Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that must be tough. I mean, I've never been married because, well, I'm not. There's no because. It is it's a fact. I've never been married, so I can't really speak to the experience of going through a marriage and wanting to end it. Obviously, I've had some relationships that I needed to end and let go of, and particularly with marriage, I think there's a lot of baggage around it because the societal expectations around that it can be kind of tough, right? Like there may be some fear of judgment there, and it sounds like you're over that though, so that's awesome. Like who cares? Like you gotta take care of yourself, and if literally like the most important relationship in your life is not helpful for you, that's a really I mean, it must be so difficult to like even explore that in the first place. So kudos to your courage and your bravery on that, and the courageousness to take action and accept the reality of the situation for what it is. And here's to better days. I think wishing you all the best in that, and obviously let us know if you need any support in that that we're qualified to give, right? I always want to be careful here with the side coaching because some of these things can be pretty difficult, and as much as like we can create these programs that will allow us to pick these things apart and to explore them, which is super useful, by the way. Sometimes, like actually processing them, can require a bit of help. So, if there's anything that you're ever going through while we do some of these journaling things, find a professional. I know I say that a lot, but I really mean it because, even though I think that, I've got my head screwed on straight and I can write these really great programs. A lot of times I have to get the prompts from people who know better, just because it's really important to me not to lead people astray. And, there are people who have, made it their whole business, their whole life, in a professional sense to help people work through these kinds of things. So I actually find that therapy and journaling, or counseling and journaling rather, is a fantastic combination, just because when you have all this awareness, it's like when you really know what's going on, you've kind of spent some time in it, then you can go to someone like that and like really get help. Like when I first started doing therapy, like it didn't even occur to me that like it could kind of have any kind of synergy with the journaling. And I realized that like I just felt like I like right when the session would end, I would have, it would be like right when we were getting into the good stuff, and it finally dawned on me, well, like why don't I like journal about this prior so that I then I can go into the session with all the good stuff and like really get to the meat of what's going on, what's bothering me. And so talk about other programs. We have a great prompts for therapy, and I had some therapist friends of mine work through this with me, and there's just a pre-session playlist here for the prompts and post-session, so you can kind of prepare yourself and then reintegrate everything that you've gotten out of a good counseling session. I find it super useful. It really helps me get my bang for my buck with therapy because, as I'm sure some of you are aware, it's not cheap. Darlene graduated 44 years ago, rolling her eyes, right? As I complain about how I'm getting old. Well, you know, I think, oh, graduated high school. Okay. So yeah, I guess, yeah, I graduated college in 2008. So what is that? 14? No, why can't I do math? 16 years? Yeah. Yeah, 16 years. Okay. So it wasn't 20 years. 20 years ago that I graduated. High school? Gosh, I can't math this late. Sorry, folks. Deidre, I love the energy and support in Journal Party as well. That's awesome. I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need to screenshot that for our testimonial section so we can get more people to hang out with us. Yes, Darlene, some support for Deidre there. Sorry for your loss. And sorry for your husband's loss, Darlene. Losing people's tough. It's so, and it's unavoidable, which is the crazy thing. Like I do so much work to try to avoid problems from happening, but like it, there are just some things in life that like are inevitable. And, I guess it is what it is. And just having tools to process, people to lean on, again, so important. Jennifer's in fall. Kathy, resting my achy body when it needs it by delegating and boundary setting. I need to get better about delegating. I've got an amazing assistant, and I need to start giving her, her more to do. I feel curious to see where I'm going to be next in life. Yeah, well, let us know. Keep us posted. Idris says we enter and exit seasons as they come. Being self-aware helped me appreciate how things change. It's good. It's good perspective. Darlene, life is not life if there are no changes, and you can get through it better if you expect change. Yeah, I think that's having that be part of your expectations is good, for sure. Arnetta, love the biblical reference. Thank you. Awesome webinar. Well, you're very welcome. Darlene's place. Getting older, I experience times of feeling down. I just ride it until it's over because I know I'm okay and my life is good. It's just a moment in time. Yep, this too shall pass. No, thank you so much. Yes, here's the better days. Absolutely. Sorry I get to these late. I know you guys probably typed that. Well, you typed that like 15 minutes ago. No, 5 minutes ago. Okay, we're not that far behind on the comments. Good. Kathy, my therapist appreciates me doing your journal party because it improves our sessions. Awesome. Maybe we can hook it up with a freebie from the store if you can get her to type that in an email that I can use. Selfishly, folks, I need testimonials and reviews so bad. If you appreciate the stuff that we do here at Journal Party, please send me an email. Let me know how Journal Party is helping you, and it helps us get more people into these things. And it's weird. I had a lot of resistance or like imposter syndrome around that when we first started, but now we do hear from people about how this is like an important part of their lives, and like that really just touches my soul for I guess for a lot of reasons, but there were times when I would get on here and do this for nobody. And so, it really means the world to me that you guys show up every week and hang out with us and all the love and support, not just for me in Journal Party, but like for each other. Like it's really cool and encouraging to see how you guys are all, able to, lift each other up. And, there's so much we've lost in the past 5 years in terms of community, just, with the way, the way, just like the broader seasons panned out, right? Like with pandemic and then, also AI and, everyone you talk to online seems to be a robot nowadays. It's like awesome just to hang out with like real people here, even though it's virtual. Like, I don't know, this connection and this thing that we're growing, it means a lot to me. And it wouldn't be what it is if you guys didn't show up. So really, really appreciate it. Deidre said, I encourage people to find a therapist and journal. It helps get out of my head and onto paper, then it stops just popping up. It's good. Tasha bought some pens. Nice. I used Journal Party with my kids and it worked. Oh yeah, that's right. You told me you were doing it with the kids. I gotta make a program that's just for them. If you have prompts in mind, let me know. Would love to create a program for you. Happy to do it. So yeah, if you ever want to shoot a list of prompts over my way, I'll get that set up for you, Mary. Would love to do that for you. Um, all right, so we're getting to the end here, and I think I mentioned on the last one that I wanted to do a giveaway. I don't know if you guys noticed, it's taken forever, but we finally got the. Let me get out of here. Hold on. Full screen. Where's Alex? There he is. Full screen. We got some official Journal Party journals in the house. I actually, designed these off of my favorite, to be similar to my favorite brand. I won't tell you what that brand of journal is, just so they don't, sue me for stealing their ideas or whatever. But what we have here is, these beautiful A5 journals here. They're in the shop currently. On the back, there's a little QR code on the pocket, on the inside pocket. And when you scan that, it brings you to some of our programs and stuff like that. But we got them in a few different colors here, and so I want to give a couple of these away tonight. So yeah, let's do 2 raffles if everyone's down. Let me pull up my little raffle queue thing. Gosh, I'm like sweating in here. This must be summer season. Anyway, all right, raffle. All right, so. All right, you guys know how this works, but I'm going to raffle off 2 of them. You get to pick which color if you win, and we'll send those out to you. So let's see, who's going to win a free Journal Party journal? Kathy Poo, congratulations. Congratulations. Awesome. Okay, so we got Kathy Poo as the winner. And you are on Facebook, I see. So feel free to shoot me a DM, or if you can't find me, I'll try to reach out to you. Let me know which color you want. We've got let me hide this. Hold on. We've got tan, or it's kind of like a beige color. We've got a nice silvery gray. You can see it's debossed with the Journal Party logo there. Got a nice brown color here, and a navy blue. On the pictures I gotta redo the pictures on the website. The pictures make it look like a royal blue, but this is definitely more of a navy blue. And then classic black. So Kathy, let me know which kind you want, or which color you want. And all right, let's raffle the next one, and we'll try to close this thing out in about we're 59 minutes in, so I'm trying to keep these things within an hour. Kathy wants the gray. Charlinia, awesome. All right. So Charlinia, let me know what color Journal Party notebook you would like, and I will get that off to you. All right. So, all right, everybody. Well, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed the slightly different format this evening. It was nice for me to do a little bit of reflection. I hope it was for you as well. And with that, it's getting late here, so I hope you all have a wonderful evening, wonderful rest of your week, and as always,